Welcome to Unfold Data Science, friends. My name is Aman and I am a data scientist. In this particular video, we are going to understand what is binary cross entropy loss. So in my last video, I had already explained what is cost function and what is loss function. I had also explained couple of loss function for regression models. In this video, we will understand this concept step by step. Okay, let's start, guys. So what is loss function? Just to reiterate one more time. So loss function is a measure of how good your model is fitting, right? So when the model is training on the training data, that function tells you that okay, this is where you should stop, this is where the parameter is best, this is where the model is performing good. That helps, loss function helps in deciding the parameter, right? So here a simple regression model, for example, if you have a simple regression model, then in the target you have y and in the predicted you have y hat, right? So if it's a simple regression model, then maybe in y you have 12 and y hat you have 10. So what you can say is 12 minus 10 or 10 minus 12, whatever way, this is your loss, okay, or this is your cost. That is what you say, and this prediction will depend on all your parameters. For example, in regression model, your coefficients values. When we come to a classification scenario, right, then calculating this loss becomes little tricky. The reason for that is, in classification, if you think of a binary classification, for example, fraud or non-fraud, then your classes might be like this: 1, 0, or in other case it can be fraud or non-fraud, right? And your prediction can be fraud, your prediction can be non-fraud, something like this. So the same way of computing the loss will not work in classification scenario. So what we do, we have other loss functions for that, right? One of such loss function is called binary cross entropy loss. We will break this and try to understand what is entropy, guys. Entropy is nothing but it tells you what is randomness in your observation. Okay, now when you have a classification data and when you train the data, what you get normally, so let me create a table here, let me create a simple table here, okay, and let us say this is your input feature and this is your target feature. Okay, in your input feature you have some values, let's say 10, 12, 15, 16, and in your target feature you have some values. For example, this is class 1, this is class 0, this is class 1, this is class 0. Now if you fit a logistic regression model, right, or any model which gives you a probability of your observation falling in class 1, okay, then what you will get is a probability of each record falling in class 1. So let me insert a new column here and I will just say probability original org. Org means probability original. For example, when you train a logistic regression model, the model will say you that, you know what, your first row, the probability of falling in class 1 is 0.8. Your second row, the probability of falling in class 1 is, let's say, 0.3. Your third row, the probability of falling in class 1 is, let's say, 0.4. and fourth row is some number we will give, 0.2. This is the probability value of your model saying that this row will fall in class 1, this row will fall in class 1, this row will fall in class 1, this row will fall in class 1. This is original probability. Now imagine there is a scenario where your model says that, you know, the probability of this falling in class 1 is 0.8 and the probability of falling this in class 0 is 0.3. So what I am saying is, whatever the original record, that probability only your model tells. Just for an example I am saying, some other model is there which gives you probability of falling in actual class. In that case, we have a concept of something known as corrected probability, okay, corrected probability. So ultimately what we want is, we want all these observations, we want the probability of all these observations to fall in any one class. I am repeating it again. In your model, there is a possibility that your rows might give you probability of falling in only one class. For example, I have written all these probability for your observations to falling in class 1 itself. There may be other scenario also. This row tells you probability of falling in class 1, this row tells you probability of falling in class 2, class 0, class 1, then class 0. In that case, your corrected probability should be, in this case, since everything is probability of 1, so the same thing will be corrected probability. If your model says corrected probability based on the existing class, then you will take 1 minus that. So in this case 0.7, in this case 0.8. Okay. Now once you have this corrected probability, so what is the corrected probability? To keep it simple, it is nothing but probability of your observation, all the observation falling in only one class. Now once you have these numbers, it's very simple to compute what we call as binary cross entropy. You just take a log of this, okay, and let us say this column is the log column, just for simplicity, log of all these numbers, okay. Now log is v1, v2, v3 and v4. Now once we have these 4 log values, then binary cross entropy for these predictions will be summation of all these log values that we got, right? So you can say summation of I is equal to 1 to n and log of pi and divided by 1 by n, and we add a negative in front because most of all of these log values will be negative, since all these values are between 0 to 1. So to negate that, this negative sign is there. So this is the binary cross entropy for this particular example. Okay, so I have introduced the concept of actual probability and corrected probability. I have taken a log and then I have added all those logs. Now this is stepwise, I showed you how it is computed, binary cross entropy, right? If you want to see the original formula of what we call as log loss or binary cross entropy, right? The original formula, I'll write it here and you can just correlate with this, okay? So log loss or LL is nothing but 1 by n, n is your total number of records in the data, summation of I is equal to 1 to n, okay, and you can say negation will also be here, negation of one entire term, okay, negation of one entire. Why negation? I told you, right? Most of all these values will be negative mostly, okay. In this you can say yi into log of probability of I plus 1 minus yi, which is other class, into log of probability of 1 minus yi. Sorry for less space here, okay. Now how this function is similar to that function is, here we have computed the corrected probabilities, right, and hence we are able to sum this together in one shot. But here it's a generic expression, okay. So suppose your this observation is class 1 observation, so this part of the equation becomes active and other part of the equation does not work at all. This part is a 0 record row, so this part of the equation becomes active, this part does not work at all. So more or less same thing, no concept of corrected probability here. So what we are trying to do is, we are trying to see probability of falling in either of the class, whichever class you call as positive class. If you call 1 as positive class, right, then you come here and you say whichever rows in 1 actual data, right, that row probability, whichever rows in 0, 1 minus that number you take and then the probability, and you will ultimately reach to this only, but no concept of corrected probability. So again I will just reiterate, it is a little mathematical in nature, nothing much. We are trying to see what is the entropy in the classification. So more entropy will be there if the classification probabilities of classification are far from actual, okay. Suppose this is class 1 and the probability of falling in class 1, somebody says 0.1, then this entropy will go up, and if somebody says 0.9, then this entropy will come down. That is how binary cross entropy works. This can be also extended to multi-level classification problem and it can be used in a similar way, okay. So nothing much complex here to remember, just you should remember that we sum up the probabilities and their logs and we insert a negative to negate the impact of all the negative signs, and we see what is that value, average of the value, and internally it sees wherever it finds the least average, that becomes your optimal parameters, right? So I hope you understood this concept, guys. If you have any doubts, write me in comment. I'll see you all in the next video, guys. Till then, wherever you are, stay safe and take care.